everyone. This is Ilyasa Simpson from the Charge Room Inc. Yes, indeed, me. I am here tonight on a special night, a Thursday night at 7 o'clock. It is time for the men to speak tonight. Where is my king? Hashtag the men's locker room. The men's locker room was established to have a platform for men to have a say. Men sometimes are placed all the way in the corner, and a lot of people always give more shine to the women with women issues. So, to satisfy the crowd, men, I did this platform underneath the Charge Room Inc. And this platform allows men to have a say to create topics that they have for men by men. On every week on a Thursday night, we stream from 3 platforms. From my page, Ilyasa Simpson on Facebook, from the Charge Room page on Facebook, and also from YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, the Charge Room Inc. So click on to YouTube, follow, subscribe to us. So every time that we come on, you will be notified and you will never, ever, ever miss a show again. So like us on Facebook at The Charge Room, follow on Instagram at The Charge Room, and also subscribe to us on YouTube so you can never miss another show again. And you can also repeat the shows, replay the shows, share the shows, let everyone know that we are here, because again, we are imperfect people living in an imperfect world, but together we can do the best that we can to, improve our lives. So we come up with topics so we can discuss it, share it, and let everybody know that it's okay to be human. It's okay to talk about your feelings. It's okay to just be. So the purpose and the mission of the Charge Room is to heal broken souls, to end broken hearts, to provide strategies and preventions in a safe, fun way that you can improve yourself, your life, and become one with your newness and leave your old self behind, right? So tonight we are here with the men, and the super question of the night, we are talking about accountability. Yep, accountability. They wanted to talk about accountability today. Can you believe it? So yeah, so the question is, do you need an accountability partner to keep you in check? And I thought it was very strong of them, very bold of them to have this question, because a lot of times we as women, because I'm a woman, I'm only speaking from a woman's point of view, that we may say men do not like to take accountability of themselves, their behavior, their thoughts, and their actions, right? So I thought that was, very accommodating for them to stand up and be courageous and say, you know what, we might need to talk about this ability thing. So we have King Wise, K Wise, coming to the screen. We have Father Wise coming to the screen. And we also have a new one to the platform, King Darnley, coming to the screen.
Who'd you say? Oh, damn, man.
What's good?
What's
You think you're going to leave me out? No, sir.
Oh, boy. Yo, why every time I do something, you got to do something? Why?
I couldn't get on last week, but I watched it.
Oh, that's good. What's happening? Yo, we let her finish, though. We'll get to it.
So now that they had their little family reunion, All right. Okay. So again, any gentleman can come on. Just hit me up. I will let you on. So just any topic that you want to discuss, I accept all topics. I accept anyone who wants to come on. We could talk about it and just have fun together. Just get pulling out the topics and pulling them out hats and just sit down and talk about it because real people do real things, right? So again, so we are talking about accountability tonight, gentlemen, and well, this is your topic that you chose. So I want you to come forth and let everyone know your thoughts on do you need a partner to keep you in check to help you be more accountable of your life, your values, your what your goals, your household duties, handling your fatherhood situations, your jobhood situations. So let's talk about it, gentlemen. So who's first?
Well, since we got a new panelist, right? He don't know the rules yet, Kay, but the new guy always go first, right?
I think the new guy should go last, so because y'all leading by example. What y'all think?
Well, but if he
Uh,
said something wrong, we could
yeah,
always correct
yeah,
him
yeah.
again.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Uh,
Come
what you
on,
think?
Father Wise. So
Well,
Father Wise, what's your thought in this process?
why I gotta go first? Yeah,
Because you don't want talking
Okay,
so much.
I'm always
I know.
accountability amongst men. Should every man have someone that holds him accountable, whether it be a female or a male, right? Me personally, I don't think a man, other than being in a relationship, can be accountable to a woman. I think only a man, I think only a man can check a man, right? That's just my how I seen it for the last 17 years. Well, I've always been held accountable for my actions. But
Can
there
I
was
ask
a
a
point.
question? Can I ask a question? I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to be clear on what does check to check someone mean? When
Oh,
y'all created this statement of words that you chose, what do you mean by to keep them in check?
all right. Um
I want to
this,
clarify that first.
all right. When I say keep somebody in check or put them in check is like Donnelly can, like, if we're out one night and I do something stupid or say something stupid or just anything, Donnelly can say to me, yo, K Wise can say to me, yo, what you doing? Why you do that? Right, wrong, or indifferent. They're like, what? Come on, man. Like, we don't do that. So that's what I mean by checking someone.
Okay, like awareness to make you aware of what's going on, right?
Correct. And
Okay.
there's different levels of being checked. Being different levels, like,
Right.
we
I need you to explain. I need you to explain that's to me that's a broad question.
okay.
So like what is exactly like give examples and maybe give example of each one of the check
All right.
motion that you are speaking of.
Okay. Now, the first level, the first level to being checked would be a verbal, or not even necessarily a verbal. Let's say if we're all sitting next to each other, and I say something rude to somebody, I could get the elbow, and I could get an elbow from Donnelly or K Wise, and along with the elbow comes a look, like come on, really, right? So now then the next level of checking, what could be something verbal, like, yo, man, like, a verbal check, like, yo, come on, man, come on. Now, the last check, that's the ultimate check. Like, if you're really out of out of pocket, And what I mean by out of pocket, if you're really out of character, and let's just say I don't drink, but let's just say I've been drinking and I'm out of character, and they already had uh the silent check, the verbal check, and I'm still acting up, and then the last check could end up probably getting your jaw tapped by your friend, or they're yoked
And
up
that,
or dragged out of the situation or anything.
and that chin check.
The little chin check. um, so that's what those are the examples. Now, as far as being held accountable, like we've always, all of us, like I think even when we were younger, like some of us here, I think we all used to be like, yo, what you doing? Why you do that? That was stupid. That's some type of accountability right there. When you get older, now that we're older, and we feel like a lot of guys feel like when you reach 20, 25, 30, a lot of guys feel invincible. A lot of guys don't really have nobody to check them like that. Um, they really don't have nobody most of the time. If they're running with their crew or their people, a lot of people co-sign other people's BS, right? And that has to stop, because I'm not going to let you go out there and do stuff and make a fool out of yourself or possibly get hurt or hurt somebody because I was afraid to say something to you. Like real friends, like that, like they said, friends don't let friends drive drunk. Well, real friends don't let friends go unchecked. Like,
Okay.
if I see something in my two brothers right here, of course I'm gonna say something. If they see something in me, of course they're gonna say something. You see it every week. KYs does it to me every week, right? Every week, and we laugh about it. But it's not that I'm not listening. I hear them. For the last 17 years, I've been accountable. My actions and me and my actions have been accountable from the other men's group that I meet with on Sundays, right? The 5% Nation, my family, you guys on this platform in the charge room, and there's a couple of other people. Like I talked about it before, my sponsor always holds me accountable. Yeah, all the time. He'd be like, yo, what'd you say that for? Why'd you do that? So I've gotten to the point where I've now have put in a lot of time and space between my actions and thoughts. That's what I've been doing as of lately for the last 17 years. So I'm kind of holding myself accountable for my own thoughts and actions and all that. And I also have someone else to hold me responsible. So I don't run around unchecked. It doesn't happen for me. So that's it.
King K, you going next?
All right. Peace and blessings, everybody. Special shout out to my man Diesel on the building. What's up, D? Same thing, really. But I look at both sides of the spectrum, because even at this age that we are right now, and my mother, who's still living, still checks me every time, every day.
That's
No
different.
matter what it is. If she sees any actions or feel any actions of negativity that's coming from me, trust and believe she'll be the first one to check me without a doubt. And I can't say nothing but conform to it and make sure that I'm covered, because I'm never ever going to disrespect my old earth. Never. You know. And it's like even my queen or anybody's queen can check you on certain things. You understand what I'm saying? Without making it seem like it's a demeanor. Because just as much as the respect that you want and demand is the same way she's going to respect and demand that she gets that same respect. So what you checking her on, she can check you on within proper understanding. So it goes both ways, men and women. I feel like we both have an accountability part within the relationship aspect. And again, to give it even more clarification, my brother that just passed away last week, I mean, never judge me, but even throughout all my faults, All he would tell me was, listen, he says, I'm not going to tell you what you need to be doing, what you should be doing. You already know this because you a grown man. He said, but all I'm going to tell you is whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Think before you act, and that's checking me. Even when he saw me doing things wrong, he pulled me over. Yo, listen, don't be a knucklehead. Stop that. You understand what I'm saying? And it wasn't in front of everybody, be like, out loud to make sure, like, put that craziness talk in the atmosphere so everybody looking like, ooh, ooh. Nah, we never did that. We civilized people, So if anything that is in the negative that you got partners for, that's truly with you, they should be able to count for you and check you on that and get you lined back up. And there shouldn't be no qualms about it. I got people's I've been like, oh, we've been 40 plus years. You understand what I'm saying? So if we all hanging out, anybody, to the queen, if she sees something we doing ill foul and it don't see and it's not sitting right with her, she can come over to me like, why? Let me whisper in your ear. You know what I'm saying? Like blah 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 blah. You know what? Pardon me, sis. I got that. Let me apologize for that in front of you and this that. Because even if you're not in the equation and you see it, she could quietly walk up, okay, boom, boom, boom. All right, I got you, sis, no doubt. Any one of us should be able to do that when it comes to accountability, because even with the scripture, I am my brother's keeper. There's true meanings to that, but you just have to really read between the lines of what a keeper is. A keeper is not someone saying, I demand that you do this, this, and that. A keeper is somebody saying, listen, you know that right from wrong. So listen, get yourself in check. Give yourself that minute. Take that time out for yourself. Because if you continue to be disrespectful in the wrong way, either I'm not going to deal with you, or I'm going to deal with you in another way that you and I are going to understand. We'll still be squared away after that. Or if you can be so disrespectful that person don't want to deal with you ever again, and they checked you on it and called you on it, and now they got to act on it. So it's accountability. Everybody definitely, I feel, needs accountability. My accountability growing up was my old man before he returned to the essence. My older brothers, they all was my accountability check as me growing up, because I was the youngest until my sister came along. You know what I'm saying? So I had accountability all my life and still have it. Thank goodness. And I'm glad that I have a group of friends or associates that are man and woman enough to stand up and say, hey, to know me well enough to come and address me in a proper manner and be like, hey, let me talk to you for a minute. Let me pull your coattail, A, B, C, or D. All right. And that's all my nutshell. I'm going to pass the mic over to my brother there, Donnelly, young blood on the version to the stepping stage of the charge room, the men's locker room.
Welcome to the charge room.
The floor is yours, my brother.
All right, first I want to say peace to the gods. Peace to my sister, Queen. Always knew she had big things in her. I just I sit in the corner and just wait for them to happen. So let's get to, I think we're on the subject, but we really didn't address the subject. The subject, I do believe, is, do we need someone for us to actually check us on our accountability? And I think, yeah. You know why? Because we will believe our own mind. If I don't need this, I don't need anybody. I'm good. But in the meantime, in between time, we're not, because at the time, and I'm only going by past experience. At the time, you think you good. You think you good, but you may not be good. Now, accountability check can come from anyone. Know what I mean? And if I consider you my friend, I consider you my brother or my sister. So if you out of pocket or you didn't did or said something, it's I feel it's my obligation to let you know, not let you run around thinking you're good and everybody else look at this idiot. Did he really just do that and say that? So to in order for you to take accountability, you have to actually hear it from someone. Because like I said, we're like this. We got blinders on sometimes. I'm only speaking from my own past, 54 years old, and I've done and been and seen and said, but it took one person, known this person 40 plus years, and the only thing they said to me is, "When you gonna stop wilding?" I said, "What? I'm not wilding. I'm good. I'm Gucci. I'm chilling." Nah, nigga, how old are you? You still doing dumb things. You still doing, and you don't see it because you're used to doing it. And this is what they told me. So I had to sit down there. I had to sit down and listen for a change, not thinking I know everything because I don't. No one does. But I don't think e- you will effectively grasp anything thinking on your own. I think it has to come from someone that genuinely means good, that has your best interest at heart, that loves you to death, whether it be your wife, lifelong friend, best friend, dude, female, whoever. Sometimes, maybe even your own kids. Who knows? But I feel in order for you to really be able to take accountability is really, it has to, someone has to, someone has to hip you to what you're really doing. Because 9 times out of 10, we done stuff, man, I'm good. And I ain't doing nothing. Yeah, but actually you did. You might have hurt somebody's feelings by what you said. Because to us, there's some people that are really, really out there that have no filter. And sometimes you have to have a filter because you hurt people's feelings. So I've always been one with no filter because of, it's real talk, because of my past. I always felt like I was overlooked, wasn't thought about, wasn't cared about. So I took means upon my own self and like, man, the hell with everybody. I'm gonna do me. And 9 times out of 10, when you got that mentality, doing you ain't gonna end up nothing good. And I'm proof of that. I done lost people that could have been true friends. I done lost relationships that could have been real by my mindset. And I didn't have, at that period of time, someone to check me, as Father Wise would say, and K Wise would say, chin check. I didn't have that. Or at that time, they said, man, let him go, let him do his own thing. We ain't got to be worried about him. Had I had that, some of my issues in the past might have been different. But now that I really, when I say I got check, and the only thing they said was, look what you built. And your old ways is going to destroy it. You want to start all over again? Then I suggest you sit down and listen. And I had to sit there and swallow. And I mean, I was like, are you finished? Nah, it's 2 hours. But that's how much stuff you've been doing. Sit down and listen to me. And after I listened, I'm like, a lot of things started coming to my head like, damn, oh, you got to be kidding me. I remember. So I'm like, I had to physically step out of myself and look at myself like, yeah, B, you was wilding. So on that note, that person awakened my self consciousness, my inner, my knowledge of self, as the father, as the gods would say,
Knowing
and I
yourself.
took accountability, made phone calls, apologized. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like 12 steps. One of them steps, you gotta make amends. You gotta own your wrong and make amends with it, whether they accept your apology or not. But if it wasn't for that other person, I wouldn't have known nothing because we tend to stay focused on ourselves. So, do we need another person? I feel yes. I feel yes. Yeah. That that real gritty person is going to tell you the dead truth, whether it hurts your feelings or not.
Hmm?
There you go.
Okay,
True
King.
words, facts, facts.
I totally appreciate your truth as you spoke tonight. Um, so accountability can be from anyone, man or woman. It's about self awareness, right? Um, to get to the nitty gritty and pull out the ugly straight from your gut. You have to be present, and you also have to participate in the listening process as that person is delivering what they saw fit at the time of your ill mannered mindset, behavior, um, your reactions to life and how whatever you were going through at that time. Um, it's about morals, values, ethics. Um, the person, may not have judged you, but they were there to present you on a platter. Um, I like when y'all said, I am my brother's keeper. It appears like when you are your brother's keeper, it's to keep you aligned. And it's a brother or a sister, because it could be whoever who is bringing this um, behavior or your act of immaturity to the forefront, and you're aligning yourself to what's right and to be of good standard. um Mindset, I'm a mindset person. Like, that's my thing. Everything starts with a thought. How you think sparks your emotions, which pushes it straight to your behavior, right? So just like you said, D, you said, you know, your mindset at the time was not maturity where you would go back and do what you're supposed to do.
I want to meet somebody.
So when your mindset was in an immature place, you were reckless with blinders on, and you couldn't hear anybody but your own noise, right? So as you did that, you became self-absorbed, and nothing else didn't matter, because what you said was, I did me. I did me. But when you did you, and somebody was watching you the whole time as you did you on your way to self-destruction, they stepped in as an intervention and said, bruh, check this out. What I'm seeing is not cool. I need you to have a seat. But right at that moment of interception, you had the opportunity to reject it and deny it, or to sit and be present, to be open and available for that person to deliver their message. And that was huge for you to do that, because so many people, when you present, oh, I'm seeing something, most of the time, the first thing they do is go, that's not me. I'm not doing that. What are you talking about? They'll be in denial. And most often, people can't see themselves. They don't even want to step out of themselves to even hear that they're doing something that may be inappropriate, that is not right or just. So it takes them a minute to, you know, dissect that thing and digest it into their system. That, this is what's going on. Why did they say this is what's going on with me? That's nothing. That's not me. I don't know what they're talking about. There's nothing wrong with me. But it's not until your train wreck happens that you see that, wow, maybe they were right. And unfortunately, so many people have to go through the train wreck because they're so self-absorbed that they don't want to see what's going on with inside of them. They don't want to admit it, and they don't want to take accountability. There are so many people that are like that. So you have to, one, accept the check, right? You got to accept the check, because at that particular point, you have to be open and present to receive that information from somebody who loves you, somebody who cares, and somebody you trust, where the respect is on deck, where there's no judgment on the table. Because everyone doesn't get that treatment. Whoever's checking you definitely trust and respect them. Because any old body cannot walk up into you and say, yo, da 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 is going on. Depending on your relationship and how you respect that person who is saying that, it triggers your response. Because that does not come across that way. Because I can come to Father Wise and say, bruh, I see you doing A, B, and C. I see you. But somebody else that he doesn't trust or respect may not get the same response. That's something huge. So whoever's doing the check-in has to be loved and respected by that person that is on the receiving end. Again, accountability. Your Father Wise and K Wise, you were referring to the different types of checks from a parent, from a good friend, from a spouse, from and even with your spouse or your partner, depending on the status of your relationship. You may not respect or pay them any attention just on the status where you are at the time. Because if y'all are in an argumentative mood swing, that same check means nothing. It means nothing. You're going to ignore it. You're going to throw it out the window with a rock behind it. Let's break this glass right now. Right? So, depending on, again, what mood you're in, and if you respect them or not, is how you receive the message being delivered. Is everybody with me here? Because that giving an opinion is one thing, but actually walking through that thing to say, yeah, you know what? This was me. That's something else. And because some people go, yeah, 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 they hear you, but they're not listening to the point where they totally understand. Because remember, we talk about that hearing, that listening, and that comprehension. Three different things. Because so many times people will tell you one thing going one ear and it's going out the other. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But self awareness is so important because it makes you chin check yourself. It takes that first check for somebody to bring it to your attention. But it's that second check for you to receive it and be accountable for your behavior and say, you know what? I did it. And some people's personalities, they never take accountability for anything. Never. That's just them. Oh, that wasn't me. That must have been a person down the street. Did you see a picture? Did you take a picture of me? Did you videotape me? If you didn't do that, it wasn't me. No, it's for sure it was you. But you would never admit that because no, you don't want anybody to see that you did something wrong. So you deny it, you decline it. And okay, I'm speaking on a woman's behalf right now. In a relationship situation, if a woman, because most women, not all, but most, they feel when someone is cheating on them, they snoop and be nosy and find something. And then when they find something that's evident and true, the man will decline it and deny it. You don't even know what you're talking about to make the woman thinks that she don't know what she's talking about, like she crazy. She's not crazy. You just don't want to admit it. You don't want to take accountability. You don't want to take accountability of what you're doing. And then when she chin checks you, you'll take it to the grave that you actually did it. Because you don't want to let her know that she's right. Just my opinion. Just
I know
my
some women do
opinion.
the same. Women do the same
I
thing.
was about to say, I know some
I know
women.
some
I
women.
do not deny that. I do
know
not deny that.
that's the
It's
last
flipped.
thing.
It's flipped on both sides. But I'm just giving an example.
I got an example.
I'm just giving an example of
I'm still here.
how things
I'm just stepping away from the
flow.
camera.
I'm just giving an example of how things flow because accountability is huge. And the way the question is presented is very broad. So we can bring this to many situations on a one-on-one basis, but at the end of the day, it's about receiving that message. And if you are allowing that person and validating their feelings, if you're being open and honest, and if you're committed to that relationship, to whoever you are with, the friend, the family member, the partner, the spouse, whoever it is, if love is on top, then you would step back and go, you know what? Yeah, this is me. But what happens when, because everyone here, y'all take accountability, right? But what would you tell the person? Because y'all are men. You know, y'all know what y'all do. Just like women know what they do. So for the person who's watching, what would you tell the person who's watching? Because now, just like y'all said, Father Wise and K Wise both, all of y'all said, well, when I was young, I was this and I would do this. But now that I'm mature, I feel like this. So given the same situation of you doing something that wasn't kosher and correct for the good, what would you tell the person that 100% does not take accountability for their behavior and take it to the grave that they didn't do it? Like, what age does
I,
that stop?
I don't think it's an age. I think it's once you are willing to take accountability. Once you take accountability once, that one time, taking accountability after that is easier because once you take accountability for your actions, you be like, yo, it's how can I put this? Once you've been checked, your mind will always be like, let me be careful. Let me not go back to that whatever I was doing before. See, once you get checked one time, it opens your mind to various things. Like, yo, no, don't do that. It it's like it, it's a it's a lesson. You don't if you don't make mistakes, you ain't gonna learn. So taking accountability of your mistakes one time will keep you abreast on future. So where you won't put yourself in that situation, you won't disrespect certain individuals or certain things. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has their own comments, their own opinions. You may not agree with them, but now this time, look, nope, I did that before and it wasn't working. So now I think once you take accountability once, your mind is always going to keep you in that mindset. Like, yo, you gotta be careful because you're gonna be accountable for your actions, your words, everything. So I think that that one true check will keep you grounded. If you understand what I'm saying.
Absolutely. 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 You'll now be able to monitor and gauge yourself to waking up to say, okay, this is right and this is wrong.
You'll be able to check
Your
yourself.
distractions, right? Your distractions and your temptations will come like like big what you call it? Headlights, and you can see them brighter now, right?
Yeah.
So what you think, Father Wise? What could you tell the person that never takes accountability?
Well, I was going to you said something, and I was sitting there. Yo, you know how many women I know who never take accountability for anything they do or their actions, and how they take accountability is, well, I wouldn't have did that if you didn't do this. Like, that's not taking accountability. Taking
Let's tip that.
accountability, right? Taking accountability is just what it is. You take accountability. I'm just going to say to the people, in the words of that famous great street poet, right? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because
I got
doing what
some
you're doing is bad for your health.
I got something better than that.
Hmm.
Our own brother said if you not willing to adhere to what someone's saying, you're always gonna be what? Blind to the fact.
You're
Flavor
blind,
Flav.
baby. You're blind, baby. No, just um, yeah, like come on. Everybody like Kay said, we all said it, and we can just talk around it all day and just small talk it all this time. But yo, accountability is everything. Self awareness. When you start taking that, check it out. Step 4, when you take that deep and fearless moral inventory of yourself, right? Then the step 10 is like you take accountability. You sit down and write a list every day of things you did and how you could have did it better, right? That's what we call like doing the work. When I start sitting down, when I write out, damn, I did this today. What I could have did that would have made this a different outcome, or this could have been different if I did this way. So now tomorrow I'm gonna remember. All right, let's try this. Let's do this today. Take accountability. Sit down and write a list out every night. An inventory, good, bad, and different. People got to start taking it. Like, I think the world would be a better place if people started taking accountability for their actions. Nobody wants to take accountability, right? Look at 45. He don't want to take accountability for nothing. He don't even want to. He doesn't even have. A lot of people are such narcissists, and a lot of people are full of themselves. Like, the man won't even make a phone call that you got beat. You're done. Make the call. Stop prolonging it. Leave. When you take accountability, it is actually giving you some type of dignity, some type of integrity, some type of like stuff that money can't buy. I come on, man. Accountability opens up the door for all different types of positive attributes. Come on. A man who takes accountability is an honest man, is a respectful man, is a man who has dignity, integrity, is a man, like, all of this stuff falls into that category of accountability. All of it. That's all. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you ain't going to do it, say you ain't going to do it. Be accountable for that. Let somebody be mad at you, but you said what it is. I made it. I rushed out, but I told Kay I was going to be there, and I got there. It was a little late, but I got there because I know he needed me. And that's being accountable right there. Being accountable for my own words and my own actions. So, people, my advice to everybody, who's ever listening, be accountable, be respectful, be all of those things. You're only as good as your words and your actions. And sometimes you're not even as good as your actions. Sometimes you're not even good as your word. You're only good as your actions.
I think actions come with reactions.
Absolutely.
And if you're not ready to deal with that reaction,
you better come correct.
Then check your action.
Right, come correct.
Take accountability. Take accountability for the action that you are thinking of doing, that you might have done already. Because when you do that, you can always look back and say, man, I'm glad I didn't do that. I could have, but I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I thought about my actions and took accountability for myself instead of doing what I wanted to do. Because someone else's reaction may be a whole lot different. You may not even want that reaction.
May not be ready to get that check cashed. Go ahead,
So
Kay.
sometimes, to me, accountability, taking accountability ahead of time can stop a whole lot.
Ahead of time can save your behind. Ahead of time.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, ahead of time can
Like
save
I
you
said,
behind.
you get that one check the first time, it's going to keep your eyes open. He's gonna remove them blinders. Put it that way.
Okay.
Uh, both my brothers and said everything right and exact to each and every one aspects. Accountability is just like we say is justice. It's either going to be a reward for your penalties and deeds. So it's a scale. It's a balance. Okay. If you don't take accountability for your actions that get you in trouble, then you got to pay the price for it, no matter what, one way or the other. Because I tell you, the best example is own self. Self example. I've been there, done that, done the world's most craziest things that I think that I could say probably nobody's been half the crazy nut stuff that I've done, but that's just me saying it for me, taking accountability on my end. And I've hurt a lot of people. A lot of people hurt me. And sometimes the hurt that we get, like we talked about before, hurt people hurt people. You know, they hurt other people. When we were, so if I'm hurting, I want to hurt somebody else. I want somebody to feel what I'm feeling. You know, instead of taking a look back and be like, I need somebody to hold me down or to just grab me and be like, yo, stop. Just stop. Just take a minute right now. Put yourself on pause and say, brother, I got you. Sister, I got you. I may not even know what you're going through because you may not even want to say a word, but you just might need somebody to just grab you and be like, yo, I needed that. Because sometimes that's just what we need sometimes. We don't know nothing because my moms could call and be like, all right, I know something wrong with you. Just from you saying hi back to her. My mother could tell if you was in trouble or you did something stupid. And I'd be like, next thing that come out my mouth, I'd be like, hi, Mom. She said, all right, baby, talk to me. What happened? I'm like 6 years old again. Mama, you know, spilling my heart out. You know what I mean? But taking that strong accountability as an adult is what gives strength to the youth because we are the examples now. You know what I'm saying? We would look at our ancestors and look and see, you know, how strong some of our ancestors was. We'd be like, yo, I wish I want to be something like that, if not like that. Because when we saw the positive side about what they were doing and how they were handling their business and how they were conducting themselves, that was like, yo, yeah. But sometimes we didn't know what was on the other side of the street because they kept that part hidden from us. So, but when we learned about that as we started getting older, some things we were like, yo, I never knew that. I never thought my sister or my brother was like, I never thought my mother or father was going through such stuff like that. And to keep themselves so strong, so weak, we wouldn't see the weakness of what they considered the weakness at that point, gave us a structure of, okay, I see what I gotta be like now, or I see what I know what I need to do. Or when we get in trouble, just like D just said, man, I wish I would have never done that. If I could have stopped myself at this point in time, I wouldn't have gotten myself caught up in this mess at that point in time. We've all done that. We've all been there. We've all done that. But the point is learning from it, understanding it, and then moving forward with it or without it. But we got to move forward because if we stay back in our own regress, we ain't never making progress. We're just going to continue to be in that same rut, have that same anger, have that same attitude, have that same don't care, you know, so forth and so on. And it's going to reflect because that anger that we putting out in the universe, somebody's going to soak it up because they're going to be within in the structure of it. You know, somebody is because we can be talking to somebody and they just be like, how you doing? And I'm all right, whatever. Oh, why you got such an attitude? So that negative energy just poured into them because we just gave it out there. And they like, ooh, wait a minute. That vibe ain't right. something wrong with you. So they either gonna push you away or try to help you. But the thing is, you got to be able to help yourself first from somebody even giving you just a little push, and be like, "You all right?" Just as much as those words, "You all right?" to make you think, make you take that time out for
Mm-hmm.
yourself. You see what I'm saying? And that is a person who knows you, a person who respects you, and someone that you know and respect as well. Like I said, you know, it don't matter. It's not an age thing. It really ain't, because the youth is a super sponge. But yeah, we want to teach the babies because the babies are the greatest. But I don't believe in that saying you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're never too old to learn something else or something new or
So,
something old
mm-hmm.
that's been given a new concept to way of looking. So we're
Come
never
on
too
now.
old. You know, a lot of people got to get out that stigmatism. I'm too old for that. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're just too stubborn to want to change or listen to something that can open your eyes a little further to the truth, or give you a better insight of a proper understanding to be like, wow, you know what? That's something for me to go think about and go ponder. Let me go check myself and I'll get back with you on it. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I thank the Almighty for giving me and grant me the knowledge and wisdom and understanding to know myself, to know my mistakes, to learn from my mistakes, to know my goodness, and to explore and expound my goodness to everybody out there the best way that I can for all who chooses to hear. You know, and whatever way that I can be, I'm a vessel. I'm a vessel for what the Most High has instilled in me and what I got from Him, and we the all in all. You know, we're not a singularity. We are plural. We are multiplicity of one. You know, so the accountability, yeah, I'm my brother's keeper. I'm my sister's keeper. I'm everybody's keeper when it comes to trying to do the right thing. I may not always get it right at that time, but when I get checked on it, I'm the first to say I apologize and let's get it right. Because listen, I'm a work in progress that always strives to do better and to look better. And even at my worst, I'm gonna be my best.
You know,
Awesome.
there's one thing we didn't really kick in yet, and it just really came to my mind. You know, when K Wise was like, you know, hurt people.
We did that one
But
already.
sometimes the truth hurts, and if you as- the truth, you're gonna have to take accountability too. You know what I'm saying? You know what you may say or do may hurt a person, but if you don't take accountability and explain it to that person,
Mm, mm,
see what
mm.
I'm saying?
Accountability. You don't have to.
Man, there may come times where you know you have to hurt somebody's feelings, but you have to take accountability on why. Explain to them why, because you're going to leave an open door. Like, what the? Well, why did you know? I learned that from experience,
No, I'm just saying.
and it might not have been at that moment. It may went through some time, but
Mm.
because I got checked, that was part of it. I'm like, damn, I got to make this right. I got to take accountability and let these people know what was what I was going through, because a lot of people hide what they're going through and they don't take accountability because they hiding it. They don't want really people to know. But like I said, if you rock with that person, the truth may hurt at the moment, but the outcome is bliss because that bond was going is going to be even tighter because they respect you more. Like, you know what, it is what it is. I was hurt at the moment, but I understand now. It's like I tell people, I learned from the past. I meet this chick, knowing I'm dealing with this chick. I never told the new chick that I had a chick. And why is she mad? Because I never gave her the option to choose. All right, we can still roll. That's the point. We got to take accountability and give whomever the option of adhering, understanding, forgiveness, or most of all, understanding what the hell is really going on.
Yeah. Oh, why do I have to understand why somebody? You just said you have to give the person time to explain it to them. Well, why do I have to explain to someone that cheated on me? What is there
No,
to
no,
explain?
no, no, no. I didn't say that.
That's
I'm
Oh, no,
saying that's not what I said.
all right,
Not
I'm
what I
just
said. You ain't
okay.
got to explain nothing to anybody to cheat on you.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying
All right.
I gave an example. Like I was
Okay.
talking to this young kid the other day. Well, Shorty mad at me. I'm like, why? Because I ain't tell her that I was seeing somebody else.
Well, that's different. Okay, that's
I
different.
said you didn't take accountability by letting her know and giving her a choice. You didn't take accountability to let her know. So it wasn't about someone cheating on you. It was part of hurting people, not really knowing you're hurting them or not really trying to hurt them, but you did. But you have to take accountability because
Of
people have
course,
feelings,
of
and
course.
that's part of yourself. You got to understand yourself. I know I got to do this, but you need to explain why.
Okay,
The
let me ask you
blow,
this, D.
the blow not, the blow may be harder from the beginning, but it'll be understood.
And you said a perfect thing, but what I want to hit you on when you say that, I know we say truth hurts, but we got to really examine that part. Does the truth really hurt? Because let's look at it like this: when we know the truth, but somebody's already, it's in us to make the decision of right over that part. But sometimes you got people that say, well, I don't want to tell the person at this time because it may hurt them more. So, but in reality, to me, in reality is I'd rather know the truth right head on
That's right.
than to find out about it later on
That's
because
right.
of somebody saying, well, I did it to protect you. No, I don't feel you did it to protect me,
Mm,
even as much as you
Nah,
say you have.
nah,
And I
right.
can understand, but
No.
but for me, see, that's what I'm saying. When you get to know me,
yeah,
I don't need to be down the line.
protect it.
I want to be right
Right.
then and there. So let me go
That's
through, and
right.
exactly what
That's
you
right.
said. Let me go through what I go through, and then I'm going to accept it, reject it, or just keep it moving. As
Uh,
long as I know, then there's no room for error for it to come back at a later time with different added on entities that
mm-hmm.
don't need to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I tell like this here, I think the truth will never hurt if it's the truth will only hurt if it's still being covered up by a lie. Because the lies
come
on
on.
top of the lies keeps compounding the truth from getting out. So when the truth comes out, it's not the truth that's being hurt. It's the lies that built up on top of the truth that
Top of the
makes it
truth.
seem like, oh, the truth is hurting more because now you chose to tell me the truth. No, you kept the lie going on in order to.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we do it to try to pacify our own self, but that's goes
Bingo.
back. That even goes back to our show when we talked about pride before. When we put that
Selfishness.
pride, when we put that pride in front of us, that's when we fall short because it's our pride that be like, yo, I don't want to do that, man. I can't tell the truth. Now I got to face the consequences. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So your
I
pride now
don't.
got to get kicked to the side and just grin and bear it and take it like a man or like a woman. But as long as you telling me the truth, and if it's gospel, sound gospel truth, me being the person on the receiving end of it, knowing you and me, how we are friendship wise, I'm like, yo, okay, all right, my man, you know it's gonna hurt me. But listen, you told me, that's love. You understand what I'm saying? I'd rather know that you're gonna tell me the truth, let me get through it right then and there, than to hold on to it and tell me 4 years later, yo, I meant to tell you the truth. Back really?
I don't believe in that. Well, now I don't. I had that mindset before. I don't believe in I didn't want to hurt you. Nah, nigga. You didn't want to expose yourself.
There you go.
Yo, let me tell you something. You know how many women, real talk, you know how many women do that, P? Like
how many whoopings I got, and my father said it's gonna hurt him more than hurt me? You lying. You lying. That's a motherfucker. You don't want to have to deal with my mother, your wife. Well, why'd you do that? See, so that is going to hurt you. I didn't want to hurt you. That's a bunch of BS.
You notice
the fact is you don't want to have to tell another lie because you forgot the other 3 lies.
You know that. You know I say that real talk. You know how many women say that? How many women actually be like, I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want to hurt you. You know how many times, like really, like how many times I've actually heard that, or how many times some of my guys tell me that women say, and I just be like sitting there like, yo, check this out. Women, stop doing that. Straight up, stop doing. I ain't want to tell you because I ain't want to hurt you. Yo, I want to protect your feelings. Yo, I don't need nobody to protect my feelings. Yo, I'm 6 feet, 240 pounds. Yo, straight man stuff. Like I don't need nobody to protect my feelings. What I need is the truth. What I need is accountability. What I need is somebody to be straight up, be real with it. Y'all claiming y'all always I want me a real man. I want this. I want that. Yo, how you want a real man when you ain't even real?
Well, that's where taking accountability comes.
You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. That's where accountability comes.
That's where accountability
because I listen. This is a show for the men. Women's is on Wednesday.
Yeah, but we gonna get them. Well, I'm giving it from my male perspective.
Check this out. Women's show is on Wednesday. And not only that, the black woman will do or die for their man 150% until they feel betrayed.
Nah, I don't believe it.
You can say nah all day, but the black woman will do or die for their man until they get betrayed.
A true one. A true one. Until they get betrayed. Because once that betrayal happens, baby, you done woke up all the wars.
Well, what about us? What if the betrayal comes on the other?
Stop personalizing, internalizing every week on every topic. You do it every week. Stop.
I'm just saying, like I'm giving my perspective, my
because if you free your mind, if you free your mind, you wouldn't be coming back every week with the same story. Stop.
I'm not. It's from my. Shut up. It's from my male perspective.
Stop. No, that's from your male experience. Stop.
That's my experience.
Stop.
That's what we're here to share, right?
Stop. Every week you got the same story. Stop.
Oh, that.
Stop.
Let it
so
go,
we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up.
Looks like another love TKO.
Yes. We're gonna wrap this up.
Think I better let it go.
Definitely came through with being accountable for being accountable. Like I really appreciated your deliveries today. Even you over there with the snapback.
It's not a snapback, it's a footed.
No, I'm talking about your conversation, snapback. So anyway, I really appreciated deliveries tonight.
Snappy.
Even with snapback over here.
Whatever.
Hey, Father Wise, I got a question to ask you.
Don't ask me now. Wait till the show.
I got a question for
He's definitely gonna get it when we get off this live. Sure is.
I just got one question first, and y'all can get
No,
at it.
D, hold it, D. Just hold it. Just hold it. Yeah, hold it. So, yes, everybody, thank you for coming on tonight. We have King K Wise, we have King Father Wise, and we have King Donnelly tonight on the platform, talking about accountability, being accountable for your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors. Do you need a accountability partner for to give you that chin check? So tonight everyone agreed that chin checks help, chin checks work, chin checks makes a difference. However, you do have to be open and available and present, show up to receive those chin checks. So I'm going to take the gentleman off tonight right now and see him in the after party, because chin check gonna get chin check. So I thank you all for coming out tonight. I thank you all for coming out tonight. And once again, my name is Ilyasa. This is the Charge Room. So like us on Facebook, the Charge Room, like, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Every week we have topics for men, by men. They actually set these talks up every week, and I to have their platform to speak, to just an idea of how the man thinks, how the man feels, and how the man speaks. So it's not just for men, it's for women to hear. It's for everyone to come together to a platform to listen and receive and deliver information, because everyone has an opinion. Everyone has their thoughts based on their experience, based on their understanding, based on something that they were taught. That's their action or reaction from any topic. But it's fair to give a person a lane to speak, and it's also fair to have effective communication so we can have better understanding. So minimize our arguments. If we step back and hear each other, but not just hear, listen and comprehend exactly what's brought to the table. So yes, being accountable is extremely important. We can't keep covering up the lies after you told the truth, but to cover the lie because you didn't want to expose yourself, right? Be honest. Just come clean to the table. Stop walking around with a lie. There's so many people that walk around with a lie. Believe it or not, lies create scars. And just like they said, hurt people hurt people. You don't that way. Freedom is right in front of your face. All you have to do is take that pill of courage, let it all out, cry it all out, talk it all out. But the best thing is to free your mind, your body, your soul, and your spirit to be free. Mindset is everything. We are getting too old to be walking around lying and not being honest with ourselves. Like I was talking about last night, you got to look in the mirror sometime. Look in the mirror and look and see who is really in that mirror. Be honest, be committed to yourself, set a goal, and be a better person. We wake up to battle good and evil every day, but the best thing to sit and lean on and say yes, he will help guide you to that brighter light, because we are light. Thank you so much for coming in, tuning into us every single week. Every Wednesday, we have Queens Must Wear Crowns. That's where the women come through, and the women, we have topics about women, for women, and men. On Thursday, we have this platform, Where is My King? Hashtag the Men's Locker Room. topics of men, for men, by men. So again, my name is Ilyasa Simpson, CEO of the Charge, also known as Minister Charge. I see you and bid you good night, but next week we shall meet again. Thank you everyone for coming aboard the Charge Room tonight. Have a great night.